I don't know if there's any topic that I address more in my live classes, in our online classes, when we come on site to teach a class, or when we have a worker go through our online courses. I think brush cleaners almost always come up. And we got to talk a little bit about brush cleaners. There's lots of them on the market. Everybody makes them. We make them. Our competitors make them. There's guys making them in their garage. If you got some good millwrights, they're probably making them in your shop right now. And they sure seem like they should work. Conceptually, when you think about it, there's really no reason that they don't work. And I'm not going to tell you that they don't work, but I am going to tell you that there's some things that you need to take into consideration with brush cleaners, no matter who's making them. There's a couple of different styles. Okay, there's what you call a strip brush cleaner, which is shown on the left. More common is what we call the spiral brush cleaner, which is shown on the bottom right. Most of the time, when you search brush cleaners online or Google it, you're going to find what is called the spiral brush cleaner. And the difference is in how the brushes are exposed to the belt. You can see the top one, it's spirally wrapped like a barber pole. And on the right, you just got the bunch of bristles popping out of this thing. Um, so here's my concerns with the brush cleaner. In our studies, our research, and we've researched this many years, but our research tells us that the max efficiency or effectiveness of a belt cleaner is that it's going to get about 40%. That's max. Now, if we compare that to earlier conversations, we said a primary and a secondary would get 90%. The max that we expect out of one brush cleaner is 40%. Now, if you add additional belt cleaners in there, you might get more than 40, but the max that we expect is 40%. That's that's a struggle. That's a concern that we have. You need to be aware of that. It's human nature. I think it's nothing more than human nature that maintenance staffs want to overtension brush cleaners. I think it's human nature that they want to overtension any belt scraper. And here's why I think it's human nature. If a belt brush is working, well, it should work better if we put more pressure on it. It's no different than sweeping a floor, gang. If I go out and sweep my garage floor and I get a tough spot, I'm going to give that more pressure. The concern with that more pressure, and I think you'll always have it, is those bristles are designed to deflect. Um, in most manufacturers of the brush are going to tell you that bristles shouldn't deflect any more than about a quarter of an inch. It beyond a quarter of an inch, those bristles are going to start to break, and that's concerning. Bristles breaking aren't a warranty issue, and that certainly could happen. One of the other problems that we have with brush cleaner is that they become ineffective if and when material builds up in them. So material can cake up into those brushes, and those become a lot more ineffective when that happens. And then the other issue that we have is that they're going to create some dust. So there's a motor attached to this thing. There's a spinning brush inside there that's going to pull air in. It's called induced air. It induces air into the system, and you're going to have to manage that air at the next point of trying to settle material. You need to recognize that when you add brush cleaners, you're increasing induced air. That's going to cause you some dust problems that you'll have to contend with. So brush cleaners are again they seem really great, but there's just some unintended consequences that you need to be aware of.